Namaste. Welcome to Sacred Sunday Sadhana. Find yourself in a seated position or laying position or standing, or maybe you're even listening while you're driving and not watching. Today's going to be a meditation, so if you are driving, you can do it later. Get yourself some tea or coffee and just really settle into a space and a time that's just for you, just for you. I've been thinking a lot about my meditation practice, and there was a time in which I was doing it twice a day, every day, and I felt wonderful. But then, little by little, I feel like it just tailored off. And I would still say that I meditate twice a day, not trying to be dishonest or fool anyone, but I actually believed that I still had the practice. And then I recently was having what I learned is anxiety. I didn't even know that's what the feeling I was having was. And my doctor said, "Do you still have your meditation practice?" And I said, "Actually, I don't. I really am not. I do a sun salutation every morning. And then I do a walk. There's lots of things that I do for myself. And I do meditate sometimes, but it is not twice a day, every day, like it once was. So the first thing that he wanted me to do was to start up my meditation practice again. The second thing being letting go of caffeine. So here I am, and I have been meditating every day this year. Easy to say on the third day of the year, but with meditation, there's a lot of old stories that come up. I feel like there's people that tell themselves, "I'm not good at meditating," or "I'm not doing it right," or "I don't know how to meditate," or "my mind won't be quiet," or "I don't have time for that," or "I've tried and it doesn't work." There's lots of stories that people have about meditation for themselves, and so I have a lot to say about that, because meditation is my jam. It is the crux of really me finding myself and me staying aligned with myself. So meditation for me is as important as getting dressed and taking care of my teeth. And I can't believe that it's something that I let go, but I'm going to forgive myself and just start again. And so check in with where you are. Is there something that you do that you know is good for you, but that you've done so much that perhaps you're no longer doing it, but you've still got the mindset of like, yeah, I do that. Check in. Do you actually do it? Are you really doing the things that you know are good for you? My first meditation teacher, Dr. Douglas, used to say, "It only works if you do it." Meditation doesn't work if you're not doing it. So, all right. So I have so much spiel and so much to offer and say about meditation, but I won't do that now. I'm just going to say that one variety of meditation that I find to be just really rich and juicy, and it brings me back. If I have gone a while without meditating, chanting is what we're going to do. Chanting is a meditation that it really requires you to be present. And really that's all we're trying to do is be present. Now, if you've got a practice that you're calling meditation where you sit and you contemplate a certain thing, that is a beautiful practice, and that is not to be let go of. That's wonderful. And I too have those kind of practices as well. And I even have a daydreaming practice where I just sit and sort of picture my future, the future, and all of the wonderful, luscious things I want in my future. Not material possessions, but more of feelings and the way things will look. But chanting is a true meditation because meditation just means one pointed focus. So when we sit and we contemplate an idea or a topic, I wouldn't necessarily call that meditation, I would call that contemplation, which is beautiful. But for meditation, it's being focused on one thing. So you can be given a mantra, and you just say your mantra over and over and over. You can stare at one single light or the flame of a candle. And you can chant aloud. And so we're going to chant aloud together today, if you're willing and able. And if you have people around in your house, let's say you're all stuck in some sort of pandemic quarantine situation, just let them know I'm going to be making some weird sounds. It's fine. And, you know, if they think it's weird, just let them think it's weird. It's fine. I would like to do the chant of Omani Padme Hum. And I will remind you that half-assed chanting gets half-assed results. But if you really get into it, you will get so much out of it. So we meditate to calm the center, to bring the Shen back to the heart. That's a Chinese medicine terminology. And to just sort of align ourselves with what matters, to come back to a state of peace so that we can respond rather than react to everything that's going on around us. So find yourself long and tall, whether you're standing or sitting. It's difficult to lay down and chant, but if that's your thing, then do it. We're going to chant Om Mani Padme Hum, and I'm going to sort of sing-song it. And so it's just going to be this repetitive sing-songy Om Mani Padme Hum over and over and over and over and over again. And you'll hear it, and you can join in when you want, and you can drop out when you want, and you can come back when you want, and it's all you. It's all what you want to do. Om Mani Padme Hum translates as the jewel in the lotus, which then people have translated to be so many different things. I like to think of it as peace and non-suffering for all sentient beings everywhere. The jewel of the lotus, sort of like the heart of compassion. And I have it tattooed here on my arm in Tibetan. This was my first tattoo. I mean, I got a little one when I was 18, but this was my entering into the world of having tattoos everywhere. Om Mani Padme Hum. So without further ado, let's just get to it. I want you to sound the way that you sound. You'll notice that I don't have a professional grade voice. If you do, that's amazing. If you don't, it's also amazing. All right, so here we go. Inhale as you exhale the chanting. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 get faster and faster. Omani Padme Hum. 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 One more time. Omani Padme Hum. Omani Padme Hum. Omani Padme Hum. Omani Padme Hum. Notice what you notice just from chanting for a little while. I noticed that my mouth was filled with saliva, and the salivary response is part of the relaxation response. So if you're getting that salivary response, then you know that it's working. There's an oncologist at Duke named Dr. Balasubramanian, and I've talked about him a lot, I know, but he works with breath, pranayama, with cancer patients, and finds that increasing their saliva helps them beat cancer. He can't come out and blanket statements say that salivic enzymes and salivic response cures cancer, but he's getting close. He's getting really close. So just know that there's immunoglobulins in your saliva, and it's really great for your immune system to tap into that rest and to digest, and just, get that salivary response going. It's the beginning of the digestive response, and digestion is everything. You are not what you eat, you are what you can digest. So the better we can treat our digestive processes, the better our body is on a whole, and chanting is one way to get you there. So I'm not sure how that was for you. It's probably something better to do. Well, you can do it. You can do it with a person. I feel like it's so much more powerful when we're chanting together. But there's also this space where you kind of find your own rhythm when you're doing it by yourself. So play with both and see what's working. See if there's anybody in your house that's willing to be silly and chant with you, and you can increase, you can use crescendo and get faster and faster, and then you can slow it down and see how that sounds too. And you can get really loud with it, and you can get really quiet. And that's really just, those are tricks to get the mind back on track, because once you've chanted it a number of times, sometimes your mind can chant it while you're also making a list for the grocery store, or you're thinking about what's going to happen next. So if you can pull your mind back in by, changing the volume or the pitch or the speed, that can really help. All right, I think that's going to be all for today. I hope that you are honoring yourself. I hope that you are being patient with the world and with yourself, with your family. Be gentle with the world, with yourself, with your family. There is not much that's in our control. Our perception is in our control. Our breath is in our control. Other than that, this whole situation we're in, and that we will continue to be in for a while, it's really all about just holding on loosely. We can't be gripping our fists, The more you tighten your grip, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. You just have to stay open, non-attached. The light inside me sees the light inside you. Happy New Year and Namaste.